it's Channon Rose. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time all about how I got fired from my job for doing meth. I am taking a crazy wild chance and I am posting a video that I would normally post on my Patreon because I'm just like kind of testing the waters on YouTube. I know that if I post too many of these that my channel like legit will get taken down. I am gonna, like I said, try to post what I can here, which is not going to be a ton, but it's going to be hopefully enough to like satisfy you guys. I also did a story time about my first time trying meth and like how that all happened and went down, and then also one of the stupidest fucking things I've ever done while I was doing that, and I put that over on Patreon. So if you are wanting to watch more crazy videos, that will be on my Patreon. I'll put a little link here if you guys want to sign up. And there's a lot of other really good videos there, and I post a lot, but I really wanted to post this here, so hopefully you guys enjoy this video. So let's just first take a step back and realize that this happened when I was like 14 or 15. I think I was 14 actually. I was like really young and dumb. Let's just also not leave that part out, and also just very rebellious, and I just didn't care about anything. I was having a really hard time at home with my stepmom, dealing with just like a lot of stuff, and I started doing meth. And I had gotten a job from, okay, now keep in mind, I went to a private Christian school, and then after the 6th grade, we graduated, and then I ended up going to a public school. But at the private school that I was at before, when I was younger, there was this kid there, we'll name him Willie, and his dad owned multiple stores in a very popular mall that we lived near. And one of those stores was a cookie company, like a cookie store. And I ended up getting a job through my friend's dad that owned this like cookie store. By the way, the cookies were really fucking good. So yeah, I had been working there for a while. It was super boring. I did not like the job at all. I ended up, before my shift at work, doing a line in the bathroom, which, oh man, like I was so gross. You know like how they have like the metal over the toilet paper rolls? Some places now it's like plastic and round, but at this bathroom it was like the metal kind. I literally did a line off like the metal in the fucking public restroom. Like, oh, it like literally makes me cringe so hard just like thinking about how disgusting that is. Yeah! I still don't know how like I didn't end up with like more diseases, because man, some of the stuff I did, I got really lucky. I should definitely be dead by now. I'm like a cat with fucking 9 lives. I just remember like getting really like tweaked out and telling my manager, who I worked with, who was my boss technically, that I was tweaking out. Oh my God. This is really scary because I didn't think about this and I didn't really remember it until like right before I was getting ready to film this video, and I'm like, oh my God, I think that that was my first panic attack. I thought my first panic attack was when I was 17, and that I got it from like post-traumatic stress disorder from my car accident, which I'm sure I have. But I remember like on my break during my shift, so I did the line like before my shift started, and then mind you, I haven't eaten anything throughout this time because when you are on that, you are not very hungry, like it suppresses your appetite. So I hadn't eaten anything, hadn't drinking any water, nothing. I was probably dehydrated and like malnourished. And then I decided during my break to just go do more lines. And I remember like coming back and just being like totally out of my fucking mind, not knowing like, you know, that I was possibly close to killing myself, because I was, and I just didn't even know it because I was like too young and dumb to like even really think about that. Like all I cared about was like getting high and like getting through my shift at work. I remember like going to help a customer at the register and things going kind of like blurry, and then like my vision kind of going in and out, and then like hearing like echoing from like whatever they were telling me that they like from their order that they were ordering. All of a sudden like everything kind of just like went black, and that I think was my either first panic attack, I'm not really sure. And all of a sudden I just remember like slowly like backing up and walking away from the register, and I remember like the people in line and like the customer I was talking to, or like that was ordering their cookies, like looking at me really funny. And it was like the biggest trip, and it was probably one of the scariest things, because I was like, oh my God, I'm dying right now. Like, I'm gonna fucking die. And I just remember my heart like fucking racing out of my chest. I couldn't breathe, and I literally just like remember taking just like slowly taking steps backwards and going into the back of the store. And eventually like I just like ran into the back of the store. I didn't know it at the time that I was overdosing. I just remember like hyperventilating and then like thinking, I'm gonna fucking die right here. Like, I must have done too much meth. And I remember like my manager being like, are you okay? Are you okay? And like, she's like, I'm gonna call 911. And I was like, call 911. I'm like, I'm dying. And so she ended up calling 911. They got there very quick. I don't remember like what happened after that. All I remember was like being put on a stretcher, coming out, and like literally remember we're in a mall. This is not like its own private store. So like there are people everywhere just like crowded around seeing like what's going on. And I just see all these people, and in the crowd as I'm like being rolled out on a stretcher through the fucking mall, out of the cookie store, you know, the EMTs or paramedics, whatever, like hooking me up to all these things and like IVs and stuff. And I look over and I see my dad. Somehow my parents were there, and I don't know how. I don't know if they called my parents or what happened, but my dad was there. And I've never seen my dad, the look on his face was like, I've never seen him look more disappointed in his whole life. Like, he wasn't scared for me. I don't think he was like worried. He was just disappointed because he knew like my daughter is a fucking drug addict and overdosing like at a cookie store that she works at the mall. It was probably the worst part about the whole thing, was like that look of disappointment in my dad's eyes. And my mom was also there, but I just don't remember. I think my mom was more worried. And I remember them taking me into the ambulance in the front of the mall in like the parking structure area and putting an IV in me, and me being like, you know, this is the thing, they were also treating me very poorly. Like, they were not nice at all, because obviously they're like some fucking druggie, you know, is like ODing in the store. Like, they weren't very, you know, they weren't like treating me very nice, which I understand. I get it. And they're like, you're overdosing, we need to. I was like, don't give me anything. I was like, you know, starting to be combative because I didn't know what was going on. I think what they were doing was like reversing whatever I was given. I know that you can do that with like, is it like heroin or like pain pills or something? Do you know how they have like, what is that thing called? Narcan? I don't know what they gave me, and I don't even know if there is something to reverse meth. I'm not really sure. But I know that they gave me some drug to like make it so that my heart wasn't gonna stop. But I also think I might have had like a panic attack, or like, I don't know, almost like, I don't know if it was like the overdosing or the panic attack or both. Like, I really don't fucking know what happened, but I just remember like being so fucking scared for my life. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely most likely gonna die right now. And then I just remember like them taking me into the hospital. It was like one of the many times, did they give me charcoal? And now I'm like getting all my overdose memories confused, because this was not the first time that I overdosed. I don't even know if it was like an overdose. I'm pretty sure it was, where like, you know, you just did too much and your heart was like gonna fail. So they had to give me medicine to like help with that. The other times I remember getting charcoal was like when I had taken too many pills. Have I told that story? God, I have too many. By the way, I will never fucking run out of story times, just so you know. I know some people are like, oh, Shannon stopped telling stories because she ran out of story times. No, that will never fucking happen. Trust me. I promise you, there has been too many crazy things that have happened in my life that like, that will just never happen. I'm curious if I told the story about how I overdosed on, I think it was Vicodin, because my boyfriend broke up with me. Let me know if I told that story. If I haven't, I'd be happy to tell that one next. Yeah, so anyway, I ended up in the emergency room, and you know, the psychiatrist people come in and like try to like evaluate like if you're trying to kill yourself and like all these different things. Thankfully, that was one time I didn't end up in the psych ward, because I really wasn't trying to kill myself. I think it was just like kind of an accidental overdose. I'm actually like curious, can you even overdose on meth? Let me look. All right, let's see. Can you overdose on meth? Okay, I guess you can overdose on meth. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened to me. Anyway, I ended up in the emergency room, and once I was like stable and whatever, they just recommended that my parents put me in a substance abuse program and like NA, like Narcotics Anonymous. Okay, so then the part that I got fired, so get this. So once I go home, I think it was like the next day or two, I got a call from my friend's dad who owned the companies, and he was like, basically called and was like, hey, and he was so nice, like he was such a good person, bless his heart. He was just like, hey, I heard about what happened the other day, you know, I'm very disappointed and we're gonna have to let you go, and I hope that you get the help that you need. It was like something along the lines of that. And I was just like, I know, I'm really, really sorry, I'm so embarrassed, again, I'm just really sorry. And that is like the one job that I got fired from that like I wasn't bitter about. Like the other times I got fired from, like my EMT job and all that, like those I was like pissed off about for like, because I just didn't feel like it was right that they fired me. But this was the one time that like I just felt like such a piece of shit, because I was like, I just felt so shitty and felt so bad. Like it was obviously my fault. And so like I wasn't like upset about it, but it was just like, man, just like, fuck, I'm a piece of shit. Like I'm fucking a waste of space. Like why am I even here? And this like continued to lead me down a very dark path that I stayed on for a really long time, of like drinking and drug abuse and all kinds of things that were just like not me. I'm just like so grateful that I am where I am now, because I know not a lot of people that go down that path ever really see like the light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of times they end up killing themselves, killing someone else, ending up in jail, overdosing, committing suicide. I mean, like a lot of times it doesn't end up well for people. So I'm just really grateful that I was like able to get out of that, because I was really, really young when that all started. But I just want any of you guys to know that if you are in a similar situation that I was when I was younger, that there is always a way out, and there's always someone there that can help you with whatever you're going through, whether that's substance abuse, an eating disorder, anything. And so I really hope that if you are struggling, that you reach out for help. And I'm gonna try to put some links down below for, you know, suicide hotlines, anything that I think might be able to help you. And I really hope that like I can be that person that lets you know that like you're not alone. We all make mistakes. Like we're all human. It's okay to make mistakes and to fuck up in life, as long as you kind of learn from those mistakes and can grow as a person. And then once you have, be able to help others that were possibly going down that path that you also once went through. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, I love you guys. I'm here for you if you need to talk. I'm not a professional, so obviously like I can't give professional advice, but I can at least tell my story and also be there to listen to you and hopefully help guide you to the right professionals to be able to get the help that you do need. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sending you all my love and all my positive energy, and hope to see you in my next video. Don't forget, if you want to hear more stories like this one, head over to Patreon. It's a great place to support your favorite creators. Love you. Bye.